Raising a Ghost Child. This is a story about my colleague. Though I call him a colleague, we weren't particularly close. What kind of report is this? He was a bit gloomy and didn't really fit in with the others. He also often took the blame. How unlucky I got yelled at again. Keep your voice down. The colleagues somewhat ostracized him. What if he hears? I guess I felt a little sorry for him. I'm going to the restroom. But my sympathy only went so far, especially after he was yelled at by the supervisor again that day after the meeting. I watched him go to the restroom and thought about going over to comfort him. I'm gonna kill you tonight. But when I got to the door, I heard cursing from inside, and I could tell it was his voice. I pushed the door open a crack and saw a different side of him. His eyes flashed fiercely, and he was biting his own arm hard, his eyes filled with hatred. At that moment, I thought he was terrifying. It was better to keep my distance. Someone like him, it wouldn't be surprising if he massacred the entire office. I told Dawang about this. He always believed that Qin Shan, despite his soft appearance, had a sinister inner nature. That day, after I got off work and went home, while watching TV, I received a message. It was from Dawang. It said our supervisor had an accident. She got into a car accident on her way home. Fortunately, she was injured, but not in mortal danger. The next day, Dawang and I were walking and talking in the company hallway. Qin Shan walked over from the opposite direction, and the two of them bumped into each other. Are you blind? You bumped into me. Dawang might have done it on purpose, trying to pick a fight with Qin Shan. Alright, let's go. I quickly pulled him away. When I looked back at Qin Shan, I saw him glaring fiercely at Dawang, his eyes full of murderous intent. I just don't like him. I advised Dawang not to provoke him in the future. People like that are most prone to extreme actions. That afternoon, Dawang asked me to go to the hospital with him to visit the supervisor. When we arrived at the hospital, we saw that the supervisor was fine, but she had some scrapes and was shaken. So we asked her what happened. How could she have crashed the car herself? The supervisor said she was driving home. As she passed a certain road section, something sprang out from the bushes by the roadside. It startled her and jumped onto her car. The thing wasn't a cat or dog. It looked a bit like a monkey, yet not quite. Like a child, yet not quite. It lunged at her and began to bite and scratch her. In her panic, the car swerved onto the median. After she finished speaking, Dawang and I exchanged glances. We clearly didn't quite believe what she said. Do you think she's telling the truth? I think she was hallucinating. Or she must have taken something if she wasn't drinking. But what exactly she encountered, or if it was a hallucination, no one really knows. Drive slowly. Dawang dropped me off at the complex entrance and went home. Buzz. I was woken up by my phone vibrating in the middle of the night. Hello! I groggily answered the phone. It was Dawang calling. Help me! A little ghost is trying to kill me. He yelled loudly into the phone, saying a little ghost was trying to kill him. I didn't know what was going on, so I called a taxi and went to his place. Dawang, it's me. Open the door. Thump, thump, I knocked on the door. Dawang's appearance startled me. What happened to you? He looked like he had been fighting. His body was covered in scratches. What exactly happened? Once inside, I asked him what had occurred. He told me the second unbelievable thing that happened that day. He said he went home, showered, and then went to bed. In the middle of the night, he was woken by the sound of breaking glass. He saw something rush towards him. His description of the creature was very similar to what our supervisor had said. That thing scratched and bit him. He forcefully threw the thing away. It lunged at him again. It immediately pounced back on him, continuing to bite and scratch. Dawang tried to run out, but the thing was very persistent. Dawang couldn't shake it off several times. As he ran out of the room, the thing seemed suddenly startled and fled at an extremely high speed. As Dawang told this part of the story, I instinctively glanced towards the bedroom door. On one side of the bedroom door was a statue of Guangong, which Dawang usually worshipped. Normally I wouldn't have believed what he said, but after what happened with the supervisor and seeing his injuries, I had to believe it. He had many small bite marks on his body, like those from a child or a small animal. "Let's go, I'll go to the hospital with you. Don't let yourself get infected." I was afraid his wounds would get infected, so I convinced him to go to the hospital. The next day, both Dawang and the supervisor took leave, but I still had to go to work. That day, Qingshan seemed unusually happy and agitated. I couldn't help but remember the way he looked at Dawang and how he had cursed the supervisor in the restroom. That afternoon, I, for some inexplicable reason, followed him. He went to the supermarket. I didn't dare follow him inside, so I waited for him outside. When he came out, he had bought children's toys and some snacks. I continued following him until he stopped walking. He turned his head to look behind him. I hid in the corner. I knew he had spotted me, or at least realized someone was following him. I didn't dare continue following him. It's also regrettable that this matter had no conclusion. Both Dawang and the supervisor resigned after that incident. I still work with him, but I intentionally avoid him because I'm afraid he'll look at me with that murderous gaze. As for what exactly attacked the supervisor and Dawang, raising a ghost child refers to a type of control art involving the driving of a child's spirit. I suspect it's a shadow creature raised by Qingshan. Please forgive me for not having the courage to uncover the truth.